Hello everyone, welcome back. I got some really good ones for you today on this Monday, April 10th, 2023. A lot's been going on inside the markets, economy, geopolitics. So let's dive right into it, shall we? Markets. The three major US stock indices, pretty flat day overall. Not a whole lot going on with the NASDAQ, S&P 500, and Dow Jones. Pretty flat day for energy, crude oil, coming down a little bit. Mixed day for large cap energy stocks. Some up, some down, kind of like Exxon and Chevron. This is Baby Love. Baby Love says hello. She's ready to go in, I think. She kind of likes to go in and out. Yeah, another day at the cat's cradle. But anyway, Baby Love says what's up. She likes large cap energy stocks. She's worried that we are polluting the environment and destroying the planet, but she understands that crude oil is just, the lifeblood of an economy, a very dense energy source. And she's concerned that solar and wind just aren't quite cutting it. But Baby does believe in diversifying the energy portfolio. But she also really likes some of these large cap, mega cap energy stocks, because she knows that even if we're not gonna be pouring, gasoline into our cars to toot around the city and see grandma, she knows that we need this strategic resource at some point, whether it's to colonize Mars or, create plastics or paint. Oil has a lot of derivatives, okay? So I understand these ESG policies trying to pivot away from finite energy sources and dirty energy sources like oil and coal. I understand why ESG is trying to green the Fed and green the Treasury and kind of move us in a more sustainable direction. But I also understand that oil is the densest energy source we can get our hands on. I'm against pouring oil into gas tanks because it's too freaking good, because we're going to need that stuff. Because, for lack of a better word, oil is a bit like crack cocaine to an economy and growth. Once we discovered oil, we couldn't get enough of it. We went from wood, which is not that diffuse, or excuse me, it's wood's not that dense, and we have coal that's better but still not that dense, and then we have oil, and now that we've gotten used to oil and the 6,000 oil derivatives that you use every day as products, like anything with plastic in it, anything with polyester in it, any sort of painting, oil is fertilizer. So the reason we're able to quadruple our crop yield since the 1980s is oil and fertilizers and agribusiness. So although we need to diversify the energy portfolio and get away from oil, we also need to kind of understand we're always gonna need it in some capacity, and maybe using it in a smarter way would be a really good idea. But I don't know that you're gonna be able to get rid of it completely, nor should you. Look, if you would like to quit oil completely, live in a tent out in the forest. That's about your standard of living without oil. We also have the petrodollar status, which when we decoupled the dollar from gold in 1971, we kind of pegged it to oil in a way and created the petrodollar. So, what's good for oil is essentially good for the dollar empire. All right, I'll just leave it at that. I don't know really how we got on oil, but that's kind of my take on energy policy. We should diversify the energy portfolio, but we should not be in a rush to just completely dump oil. We're going to need it forever. Just kind of is what it is. But hey, is it sustainable to be burning the oil into the atmosphere and just take it out of the ground, burn it in the atmosphere, take it out of the ground, burn it? No. So close that loop, you know what I mean? I wish we could come up with a machine that you just put 10 units of energy in and you get 12 out, but that's probably God or something. But that's kind of what you'd want, or a free energy machine. I we're on energy now, so let's just roll with it. I like geothermal. I like solar where it works. I like wind where it can work. Obviously, I like oil. We've kind of discussed that. I've defended oil, as well as I could. I like natural gas. Coal's pretty dirty, but Assuming your economy is growing, your energy needs are infinite. Just something to think about. So when you're like, well, I want a divorce with oil, it's like, so you don't want to grow? And maybe you're like, yeah, I don't want to grow. Okay, well, all of your institutions in your country have embedded growth obligations. Let's not meet those and see what happens to your standard of living. Don't really know how we got on oil. Is Baby Love, I think. So Baby Love's not giving any buy or sell recommendations, but she likes Chevron stock, Exxon stock, Cameco for nuclear. She's not afraid of that. Maybe sprinkles in a little bit of Halliburton. That's kind of what Baby Love's into, but not a buy or sell recommendation. She does go for some of those dividend energy stocks, though. Moving on from oil, Bitcoin testing 30 about an hour ago. Awesome. It's really cool to see Bitcoin hanging out around 30. If you don't own any of this stuff, I would consider it, but you're going to want to wait for a pullback. It's kind of like with gold. You don't want to be buying it when it's like making the headlines and it's, gold getting its shine back, how to play gold when it's regaining its luster, Bitcoin down but clearly not out, is whatever the headlines are going to say about Bitcoin tomorrow that's super bullish, like Bitcoin at 30 showing resilience in the crypto market, or Bitcoin demonstrates that the network effect is alive and well. You're going to start seeing a lot of bullish headlines on Bitcoin, all right? So generally that's not the time to be buying and chasing. But, if you don't have any exposure to this, it's sound money. It's not like these altcoins that are non-registered security tech stocks where they're all centralized. So essentially they're not successful cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is sound money, and the institutions are going to reach for Bitcoin before they reach for Ethereum, and then the list will kind of drop off from there. But I do believe with Bitcoin at 30, regardless of whether or not we run to 35 next or back down to 25, I think some of these altcoins could be poised to do really well. So I'm kind of waiting for an alt season to kick in. Not a buy or sell recommendation, but some of these altcoin projects I like: Ethereum, HBAR, Gala, Anchor, Avalanche, Solana, maybe some basic attention token, or some Veracity, or ADS, ad shares. Some of these altcoins will be for the metaverse. Some of these altcoins are for NFTs. Some of these altcoins are for DeFi. Some of these are for smart contracts and oracles. Some of these altcoins are for AI. So you have like the Graph, GRT, Fetch AI, and Singularity Net. There's like 3, AI altcoins for you right there. Not a buy or sell recommendation, but these are all projects that I'm watching and pretty bullish on. So good to see Bitcoin holding up. I would wait for dips to buy it again, but we'll take 30, and then patiently waiting for these altcoins to kind of wake up and smell the coffee. That's kind of what I'm ultimately waiting for. Another alt season, when that next alt run is going to happen. So all good things. Gold kind of backing down. So if gold can just back up from these all-time highs and then people start talking about it, not a buy or sell recommendation, but I'm looking at sound money. So gold, silver, platinum, Bitcoin, these are sound money, as opposed to commercial real estate, which is, I believe, becoming quite problematic. Real estate in general, because it's not as liquid, and stocks, which can carry a lot of counterparty risk. So be careful with the market's right now saying, be careful with counterparties and companies and stocks, and be careful with illiquid assets like real estate. And then look at that Bitcoin go. Look at that gold and silver go. Look at that crude oil go. So really weak dollar plays and are doing well, and plays that don't carry a lot of counterparty risk are doing well. So that's just kind of what I see going on right there. Nothing too crazy. We'll reconvene as things progress, all right? Thanks for hanging out with me and Baby Love. Like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever. And Baby Love says goodbye. Take care.